Last year, I attended Summit for the first time, and I really had some major aha moments. And I realized that I was 2013 coach material, and that I did have a story that was worthy of sharing, and that, set a goal that one day I would like to be on stage at Summit sharing my story. Because, there's so many times out there that, I've been guilty of it myself in the past, and I see from other coaches that they just do not ever perceive themselves, and they cannot visualize themselves as ever being successful. And that's why these events are very helpful to go to, because you realize when you hear these other coaches' stories that they're no different than you or I. And so one of the things I said is that, I shouldn't be scared or fearful to share my story, because it can inspire other people in the same position. I realized that I had a gift, and that if I wanted to be able to share this more openly and more freely, then I needed to get over my fear of being judged and my fear of talking to strangers and talking in front of large crowds. I had been toying with the idea, asking if anybody in our area knew of any place where I could hold a fit club. I was just kind of putting some feelers out there, but I will be honest, I didn't really try hard because I was scared to death about it, scared of talking in front of people. But after I came back from Summit, I knew what I had to do. I knew that this would help the community. And I had set a goal early on in the year, is that I wanted to find some way to give back to the community. I looked into different programs and different organizations, but at the time, working full time, being a mother of three, as well as, building a business and, being responsible of trying to remember and take care of and help people in the number of, the hundreds at that point, reach their goals, that, it would obviously definitely take away from the things that I held very highly if I joined these other organizations. Not that they didn't deserve my help or that I didn't want to, but it would be a distraction from what my main goal was for my family and for the people who were trusting me to help them with their health and fitness journey. So I decided that the Fit Club would be the perfect way to help start giving back to the community and helping people without expecting anything in return. So anyways, I got more serious and I decided, okay, I'm going to get it done. I bought a laptop, bought a projector, really started buying the things that we would need in order to, make sure that we could have the Fit Club, something that was inviting and something that, worked for the community. And so anyways, on July 2nd, which was about 2 weeks after Summit, we kicked off our first Fit Club. I decided to join forces with one of my personally sponsored coaches who lived locally, and reached out to another coach who had actually been the one responsible for finding the original location that we held it at, and we decided to work together. It was crazy because the first time, I guess because I'd been talking about it for a long time and people were curious, it was in the middle of summer where, people didn't have as many obligations and responsibilities. There wasn't, sports and, this, school year with homework and everything. We had over 60 people show up. And I'm going to tell you, I was so nervous. I thought I was going to throw up. My speaking abilities were horrible. And, my speaking abilities now in front of crowds have definitely improved because of videos, because of practice, because of hosting, so many Super Saturdays, and, every week having, the Fit Club there. And just, my passion has grown. I'm very, it's easy to talk and feel confident about something that you feel, 100% that runs through your veins. It's different in the beginning when you're, so unsure. And then, the biggest thing for me that I got over this was the fact that I realized that everybody else there was more nervous than myself, and that they didn't come to pick me apart like, what happens in high school, where I think that a lot of our biggest fear of speaking in public comes from. So anyways, I, have had a great turnout every week. I mean, we even had at one point, I think like 70 or 80 people there. And, I share the pictures on Facebook all the time. And I'm friends with hundreds of coaches on Facebook and social media, Instagram and Twitter, who follow me. And I'm getting questions all the time about, how to start a Fit Club. So, instead of, answering the same questions over and over again, I thought I would make a video for coaches and, even anybody in the public who has been thinking about going to Fit Club but it's nervous, so that you can, kind of understand how to start a Fit Club, why we start a Fit Club, and who the Fit Club are geared for. Number one, if you're a coach, then you should be able to know how to navigate the Coach Online Office. If you do so, you're going to go under Sales and Marketing, and then you're going to go to Business Tools, and you're going to scroll down about 11 blocks down, and there's going to be a document there that shows you how to start a Fit Club. Some coaches have read this over. Others don't even know it's there. So I want to let you know that, before, asking any questions or before, reaching out, trying to find a location, you might want to read that over just so you're kind of familiar with what the steps are to start a fit club and what your duties are whenever you start a fit club. Underneath that too is a flyer that you can print off with your name, the location, the time each week that you're going to have it, and distribute it. Local businesses. For me, we put it out at the local library, at coffee shops, in different businesses that have the cork boards. I'm sure in your town you have businesses that have cork boards displayed where you can put business cards and different flyers for events. So we utilize that. So anyways, I set out trying to find a location for Fit Club whenever the place that we were at was going to start being used for basketball on the night that we decided to do the Fit Club. And it was also really hot because there wasn't any air conditioning there. So it was very hard because not a lot of people were willing to, rent it out for free. So here's my suggestions, because every community and every town is different. But if you're trying to figure out where to hold one, then your best bet would be to check with, churches, because a lot of them have, gymnasiums or, community centers that are part of the church, schools, daycares, there's, YMCA's, Boys and Girls Club. Try those. The first thing that you want to do is be able to talk to somebody who's in charge, who can make the decision of whether you can or cannot, use their facility. Not just somebody who's a secretary and administrative assistant, somebody who's actually responsible for making the decision. You're going to want to contact them and state your intentions. You want to be clear that this is a community thing, that it is open to anybody. It is free of charge, and it's here not to sell things, but to be able to give back and to provide an outlet for people of all shapes, ages, sizes, fitness levels, to be able to just come to have the support, have somewhere to check in for accountability, and, learn more about how the Team Beachbody community works. This is not something that we can charge people for. However, if you decide to secure a location that there is a cost, you are allowed to charge, for the participants and the people who show up every week to be able to collect what it is out of pocket. But the Fit Club is not made to make money. So you need to make sure you let people know this, because sometimes if you just say that you're looking for somewhere to hold, a fitness, event, they're going to assume you're charging and they're going to say no. So just make sure that you're very clear about that. Then the best way to do is follow up with email, or if you can't get a hold of somebody, get their email. I send an email basically stating who I am, what my intentions are. I've sent a video out of the one in Tennessee that Richard Neal, attended, and talk about, that this is what it is. They see a video, they see what it's all about, and that you're basically not instructing the class, but that you are just providing a place for, workouts, and to, meet people and to help get them encouraged, and that they're, this is basically, I tell everybody who I'm inviting and the people that I, went to direct trying to find a place, that this is not a gym atmosphere. I'm not an instructor. I am just here providing an outlet for people to come. There is no judgment. There is not a gym atmosphere, type environment where there's, people are judging each other, competing against one another. And this isn't about who's the most fit, who can do the most push-ups. This is just somewhere for people to come. I've had people come that, are kids that come with their parents. And I've had people who are, in their 50s or 60s. I've had people who are runners, people who have never worked out a day in their life, people who've just had babies, people who are, obese, people who are pretty fit and, just wanting to get, the interaction and the support. There really is no criteria. Nobody makes fun of anybody. Like I said, I've been running a Fit Club since July of 2013, and I've never had anybody have any problems with each other, or, anybody make fun of each other. My biggest fear to myself working out in front of people is, that, you would be doing it wrong. I still, after working out, doing some of these programs and completing myself, when they say the trainer says to go left, I'm going right, and half people are going left, half people are going right. We all, nobody really pays attention. So anyways, I just state my intentions of what this is. I also make sure that I tell them that a waiver is required for each person to sign. So that just kind of gives them a little bit of a sigh of relief that they're not going to be held liable or they're going to be sued. So I also, just to make sure that it's, helpful, and, I have all my facts lined out so that, they feel secure that I'm somebody who's organized and somebody who's responsible, I attached the copy of the waiver. So anyways, that would be your best approach to find a location. In the meantime, you're going to want to make sure that you have Some of these, I know some people who run fit clubs have, the facility has a built-in projector, sound system, monitor, all these things. But if it doesn't, then you're going to want to make sure that you have a laptop and a projector, or a TV and a VCR. Obviously, if it's a location that you're showing up to every week, it would be very hard to plug in. I mean, not a VCR. I'm sorry. Where am I at? A DVD player. We're in totally different age. Anyways, but you wouldn't want to lug that in every time. So I bought a laptop, and if you're a coach and you're thinking about how much money this is going to cost, then, the way I look at it is this is an investment towards, fulfilling your dreams and your goals, which should be to help people and to support them and to, meet new people, and, hopefully help them reach whatever goal it is that they have, and that you're building these relationships with people, and that you're doing something good in the world and helping in the trend of obesity. And if you are a coach, any of these costs that you do incur, you can use later on at the end of the year, for tax purposes as, a deduction. And I just look at anything I do as an investment towards, other people and myself. But you're going to need that. So what I did is I bought a refurbished projector, and my husband found an online auction from a local school that they were selling projector screens, and I bought that. Sam, my personally sponsored coach, who is in this town, she used to own a bar and has a karaoke equipment. She had a speaker. It doesn't have to be high tech. It doesn't have to be expensive. Sometimes it starts off small. There's those little teeny speakers you can do that plug into your laptop that actually do pretty good sound. And just do your best at trying to set it up. But those are the things that I suggest. What we do is, have some of the pamphlets of the, the Shakeology Trifold, the product catalogs, and some of our business cards there in case anybody wants to reach out to us if they have any further questions about, health or fitness or, clean eating, that they can get in touch with us. So I set those out. I have a binder of all the transformations of people on my team. That way they can kind of see what's going on, what Team Beachbody is all about, that is helping people reach their goals. And I have people from different ages and sizes and different points in their transformation so that they can relate to it. We have a clipboard with the sign-in sheet where people sign in their name, their phone number, and their email, as well as a 3-ring binder of waivers that we keep in there as well. I serve little mouthwash cup size things of energy endurance, and then Shakeology, and the results and recovery at the end. We're not giving them full servings, so this really shouldn't cost you a lot of money. We alternate the different flavors. We keep it very simple. You don't want to do any crazy recipes because some people may not like it and may just turn them off completely on Shakeology. And then we just stay and visit. This is not somewhere where you accost people as soon as they walk in the door and try to get them into your challenge group and try to push a sale on them, because this is not what it's about. This is here to help people. What I've done is just to make sure that, Sam and I are the ones running the fit club, that we do have families and we need to get home. We do it on a weeknight, that we keep the workouts to about 30 minutes. Right now, it's great. We have, 21-day fix. We have P90X3. We have T25. We've done 10-minute trainer. There's some Brazil butt lift. We do ones, there's are plenty of workouts out there that are 30 minutes or less, and I get from coaches too all the time, what workouts do you do? Pretty much any of them from T25. The P90X3 has several that you can do. We've even had people bring their, yoga mats, because I have one of the PiYo workouts that I got for being an elite coach, and we just ask people to bring that or bring a towel. And as the person putting on the fit club, I bring extra, because there's always the people who didn't get the notification or forget or whatever, and so we bring extra. Brazil butt lift, we did one of their workouts, Rev Abs, the power intervals is great. Sports Attack is great through, Les Mills. Any of the combat workouts are great. We did Turbo Fire one time. I'm going to advise you, because Turbo Fire moves fast and it's just not for everybody. And Turbo Fire is a great program, but you really need to kind of do it for a couple weeks to be able to, get the hang of the movements. That's a big intimidator, so I wouldn't really suggest doing that. But any of the cardio-based ones, unless, there's been times we've asked people to bring light set of weights or just modify without it. So use your discretion, but my suggestion is that you probably don't want to do a 45 or 60-minute workout, because this is for people of all fitness levels. That's very intimidating. You probably don't want to do Insanity or Asylum workouts or anything that's very intense, because this could be very intimidating and discouraging for somebody who walks in who may have 100 pounds or more to lose and they can't keep up. One of the things you want to do too is download the intro video to Fit Club that you play. It's about a minute and a half where it just basically stresses, and something you want to stress too is that this isn't a competition. This is about just doing your best and modifying if you have to. I make sure that if we have a workout with lots of push-ups, that if I see somebody struggling, I suggest that they go against the wall in the room and do push-ups that way against the wall, so they're still engaging the muscles and they're still participating, because people do feel like a failure and they do get discouraged and they get embarrassed if they see other people who've been attending or doing a program at home or are far further into their fitness journey, and they're busting out all these push-ups and they're just standing there. And that's the last thing you want to do, is have people feel bad about themselves. This is somewhere you're supposed to lift people up. So keep that in mind. If you see somebody struggling or somebody out of breath or red in the face, go over to them and get them to just sit down and keep their head high up, not bent over. That way they can catch their breath. Give them a little bit of water, encourage them. You definitely want to build a rapport with these people. One last suggestion that I have is that, set up an event invite on your Facebook and invite all your local people. Encourage them to bring their friends and come check it out. Set up a Facebook group where you can put the people who are, regular attendees. And that way you can tell people, this is the program we're doing. Because I know that we have one of our little Lone Ranger guys that come that he's just awesome. But when we do hip hop abs and Brazil butt lift, he's really less than thrilled. He's been a trooper and he's hung in there and done the workout. But I mean, it would be nice if he knew, so that, he could probably stay home and let his wife come and, shake her booty. So just make sure that you are informing these people, and that this is not something that you're doing trying to push a sale, or that it's something that's so intimidating where people aren't going to want to come back. So I hope these, tips help you get set up, and good luck to you, because I know that it has been really amazing in our community, and we've helped a lot of people. I get messages from people who said, since I've been attending your Fit Club for the last couple months, I've been watching more what I eat. I love it. I hate when I miss it. I've lost 8 pounds, 12 pounds, and this is what it's all about. This isn't about pushing sales or making money. This is just about helping people. And as a coaches, I really hope that that is your sole motivation for doing this, because if not, people are going to tell, and the last thing I want is you to struggle as a coach. So if you have any questions, any further than this, let me know.